We had a good wake-up call this week in our morning newspapers about 640 and other reports that 700 gallons of plutonium, cesium, strontium, sound familiar, in going into the Mohawk River, which is a drinking water source for the 11th largest town in New York State is the town of Colonie, also Niskayuna. Not many commercial reactors in the immediate area here. I guess we have a good number of military and research reactors, though, that are affecting now apparently our drinking water. I did call a couple of water supply companies, and they're not returning my call.
Plutonium in the drinking water?
Yeah, plutonium in the drinking water. Lockheed Martin,
when a millionth
Bechtel,
of a gram is carcinogenic. The one I'm going to describe now is plutonium, which is why we fissioned uranium in the first place. It's an alpha emitter, said by its founder to be the most dangerous carcinogenic material known, such that 10 to the minus 6 grams is carcinogenic. That's a millionth of a gram, but when injected into beagle dogs, they didn't find a dose low enough that didn't give all the dogs cancer. 10 to the minus 9 grams, maybe, nanogram. Plutonium's an alpha emitter. It's an iron analogue, so when it gets in the body, it combines with the iron transporting protein and it's stored in the bone, where it can cause bone cancer or leukemia. That's the wrong way, that's the femur. It's stored in the liver, because iron is stored in the liver where it causes liver cancer. It's transferred from the lung to the lymph glands in the middle of the chest, the mediastinal glands, where it can cause lymphoma or leukemia. It has a predilection for testicles, and it deposits right next to the spermatogonia, the precursors of the sperm, where with the alpha particle it doesn't travel far, it mutates genes in the sperm, and as the man reproduces, those genes, abnormal genes like diabetes, cystic fibrosis, phenylketonuria, get passed on generation to generation, while if the man gets cremated, the plutonium goes out the chimney and some other man can breathe it in. So there's an exponential increase in genetic disease. It's a random, compulsory genetic engineering forevermore, because what's plutonium's half-life? 24,400 years. So that means in that period of time you have half a pound from a pound. And another 24,400 years you have a quarter of a pound. It takes 500,000 years to decay away to nothing. Who's it named after? The god of the underworld. The other thing is it crosses the placenta, and the placenta lets nothing pass. It's a big guard dog, but as the body thinks it's iron, it gets into the fetus, and we're like thalidomide. It can cause the most gross deformities. So that's plutonium, but the magic thing about plutonium is you only need 10 pounds to make an atomic bomb, and that's why they fissioned it in the Manhattan Project. And your parents worked in the Manhattan Project. Each reactor makes 250 pounds of it a year.
Any ideas on how we can help raise the right questions and put the right heat for...
make a fuss. Your health minister, he said, don't worry. I'll read the quote. Heavy rains caused about 630 gallons of drainage water from a building at Knolls Atomic Power Labs under demolition to spill into the river after an electric pump failed for about 3 hours. The water contained cesium-137, strontium-90, uranium and plutonium. We're changing our protocols so something like this will not happen again, he said. He suggested that health department might investigate it. He said, so from now on we'll notify the locals who may end up being notified twice. He said, this is a little grey area. I'm not saying it was our responsibility, but we will look this over and see if we should be alerting people in every possible instance. What? Well, this is what they're doing now. See, everyone's okay, don't worry about a little bit of radiation. In fact, the nuclear industry says it's good for you. It jazzes up your genes. They call it hormesis. It's really wicked. Wicked. Yeah, what are you going to do? Find out where all the nuclear facilities are around here, form a map. What did they do at Knolls? Why have they got plutonium there? They must have had a reprocessing plant, which is a filthy process. Find out what's going on. Don't be passive.